All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen out there. My name is Jacob Bridges, Tour Director for the Capital City Amateur Tour. Tonight we're here. We are cart ready for our event tomorrow, the Springfield Country Club. It's the second of four events that's deemed as a local major on the tour season, where at stake is double points in the race for the Capital City Season Flight Champion. Um, So if this is your first time seeing here or being a part of tonight, this session here, every participant is muted upon entry. Session is being recorded, again, as mentioned earlier, for those who would like to watch this later at their own, or if not tomorrow before they play. If you guys do participate in kind of doing some side chat, there is a chat function, so you can kind of send some questions. It's difficult for me to moderate that, but I'll try to check in with if you guys have any questions later. Um, Session is scheduled for 45 minutes. I don't see this going really close to 30. So um, we haven't elapsed 45 minutes in ever. So, but when trying to speak into, if you got a question, just be mindful of the background noise that you have. All right, so here we go. Here's the lineup. We're going to go over some topics here. This is self-explanatory. You can read them. We're going to kind of intro this to Tour Database, basically what I've ever called the web link or my Golf Genius. Go over some of the things for Springfield Country Club, what your arrival looks like, some stuff that's been here before, inclement weather policy, some of the ways in which we're going to do scoring, some social distancing, optional side games, and you can kind of see there. So recap, again, this is Tour Talk. This is themed as Cart Ready. So before every tournament, we do Cart Ready at 7. Obviously, we're not able to gather on the course. We don't go over anything before you start. I, as a starter, will do some rule check with you, check in, but nonetheless, this is kind of where we do this. The day after the tournament, which will be 2 days from now, we'll do the trophy and award ceremony just like this, but we'll actually be looking at the results of our flight winners and prize winners. If you ever do want to look at some of the archive of this tour talk, I do place the link in the video in here on the database. It launches this page where you see all the sessions that we've ever done. Okay. All right, the database. So here's the screenshot to that. This is kind of where we currently stand. The database, we have I think 12, 13 new members on tour for this event. If you've gone out to Facebook, I kind of always direct you there. If you go to the tour page, you don't need a Facebook account. Once you get there, it's in the About section. It's a link, it's a file share. It's basically an Excel document. I created, acts like a website. But once you're here, again, many of you guys have seen this already. You're clicking on the Springfield Country Club event page. It launches all the information you know. Every email I send out, every social media post I send, it's a different version of what you see here. But this is the home page of all things related to the event. If you ever kind of question what your T assignments are, who's currently registered, what games you're in, it shows me transparent to you what my records show. It auto populates the prize fund over here. Your optional side game pots over right here. And again, here's the pairing sheet here. So I think David, you're on board with this, man. I see you watching. David right here. It shows your 11:48 tee time, senior Saracen flight. There's your handicap. You're in all four games. And if you want to go to the 11:48 tee time, bam, you can kind of see who you're paired up with. Okay. So we'll jump back out of that and get to the agenda of what we're presenting. So this is the cart ready, again, pairings party. So that's kind of how you can see your pairings. All the pairings have been emailed to all the players on a user-friendly PDF sheet. It's basically my source document. When I get to the course, you're kind of looking at it here. It's just another version of this. You got either alphabetical order for myself and reference. Again, it's on the dashboard or the database. And then when I'm at the tee box, this is my version where once I get to David Young, I just called him out. You know, I'm announce you out from Belleville, Ohio. Okay. So again, it's pairings party, tee times, and now we're going to get in some announcements. So for our event tomorrow, the address is there. We're straight tees, unlimited stroke play. We're getting started off at 11:30. We're getting everybody, all 72 players, within about 4 hours of tee times. This is the first event on the season that we're going off number 10. It's very important if you've never been to this course, but if you haven't, you're probably better off because those who have, this might confuse you a little bit. So we're teeing off number 10. All right. The range and practice area will be available and open to us beginning at 10:30. Players should not arrive more earlier than 45 minutes. It's a bottleneck of time if you get there and you want to hit some practice balls, because we're going to get it in here a second. The restroom is located inside the clubhouse. The pro shop is open. Here's a reminder, or sorry, introduction, and this will be a reminder. Hole 4, which will be our 13th hole, it played as the toughest par 4 on tour last year with strokes relative to par. I think it was a 1.6 over par. So it played 5.5 strokes at least. Well, on the scorecard, it could be played as a par 4 or 5. We're going to play it as a par 5. So when I say it got easier, it's because now it's going to be a different strategy for you as a player, how you're going to play this hole. But it's going to be interesting. But nonetheless, hole 4, which will be your 13th hole in play, will be played as a par 5. As mentioned, since we are permitting 2 persons in carts, spectators, caddies, and guests are permitted. That's already been previously arranged. So if you're in a single rider cart, you're more than welcome to bring that individual along. Here's the most important part. You got to report to me as a starter 10 minutes before your tee time. So Dave, I mentioned, what was that tee time we had for you? It was 12 something, wasn't it? Yeah, 11:48 rather. So Dave, you're 11:48, man. You got to be at me no later than 11:38. I know it's kind of diming out some minutes there, but here's why. Okay, so when you arrive, this is the overhead view. Several of you have received this. When you arrive, you're kind of parking right here. You're going to this narrow chute where you're getting your cart, okay? So your carts, you'll have cart signs on your carts when you get there. So several of them will be ready. If you're there too early, many of them won't be. So this is the first event where you're going to see cart signs. All before, we just kind of grabbed and go. But, Dave, you're my guinea pig, man. So you're going to see your cart sign, just like this on your cart. Okay. That lets you know your cart's ready. You can take it. All right. Now, the thing is, Dave, once you get to the course, you're going to decide, do you want to go to the driving range? Okay. The driving range is not close as far as proximity to our first tee, which is number 10. So again, you arrive right down here, man. The star is the number 10 tee. Okay. If you want to go to the driving range, man, you got to go way over here. Okay. And there's a lot of things you got to avoid. You got to avoid players teeing off on 10. You got to avoid players teeing off on 18. Okay. You got to avoid players playing up hole 11 because you're going to go on the right hand side of the fairway. And then when you approach a chute here where 12 tee boxes here going this way, you got to cross in front of them. So if you're getting there at 11 o'clock, you're more likely seeing a lot of members on the course rather than players. But if a guy like me shows up late, I'm crossing a lot of people that's playing. So let's say you get out there at 11 o'clock, Dave, you shoot some balls on the range. Now you got to work your way back. You got to cross all that same traffic. So it's not a close proximity to the first tee box on number 10. And here's a significant piece. Do not cross the other holes. Like if you're over here shooting balls on the range, and you're like, man, I'm gonna just cut across 12. I'm gonna cut across. If you do that, man, I'm telling you, you're gonna get kicked off the course. That's why I'm saying do not cross holes 12 to 18 to get back to 10. So my point is, you got to plan accordingly. You got to budget. You got to use time management. If you want to practice on the range here at Springfield Country Club, you got to get there early, and you got to decide whether or not it's worth the risk of going out there and coming back, interfering a lot of play, and risk missing your tee time. Okay, I don't wait. If it's 11:48, man, I'm teeing off. If you're not there, it's a DQ. You can play if you show up late because you missed track of time. You can play along with your group, but if you miss that first tee, man, you DQ'd. Your score won't count, but you can get in the skins game. All right. Some weather again. If we do have some, so moving on. So I'm gonna go back up. Is there any questions out there, guys? I know I've been kind of leading most of this conversation. You guys got any questions about this? I'll come up for some air. Self-explanatory, right? All right. Weather, it's simple. I can't, just because there's a chance of weather tomorrow, It shouldn't be heavy, but nonetheless, because of a chance, I will make the decision on the first tee. And whatever decision's made for the first group, it'll be made for almost all the groups. Not almost, it will be made for all the groups. But this is just rule of thumb. You know, we don't have any weather watchers right now because it's not that much of a chance, but in case it does occur, um, it's a rule of thumb. Typically, when we're off the path, the ball's down. We don't move it. We don't roll it. We'll go over how bunkers are played, which is normal. There's no rakes. I'm not sure of this course how the flag sticks are. You guys, any of you guys play a practice round out there this week and kind of know what their flag sticks are like? Okay. All right, I'll ask that again later for others that jump in. All right, we'll go over some scoring. You guys are familiar with this as scoring. We're using scorecards. So in your group of three or twosomes, you're keeping the score of one of the competitors in the group and yours. In the scenario of a threesome, you guys will receive 4 scorecards. Again, we'll go over this on the first tee, but this kind of gets it out of the way and puts it to bed if you had a question. We are using the core scorecard. Each one of you in your cart will have a scorecard, and you are to keep the score of a competitor in your group. At the end of the round, there's no need to sign scorecards or a test. What you're to do is just simply sound off the scores that you have for one another, and that extra scorecard, one person will be designated to transcribe all the scores to that clean, dry scorecard. Once that's done, you just take a picture of it, and you send it to everyone in the group, and including myself. And basically, that's a group text message with that picture. And once that picture kind of gets going around, each player will say, I test my score and the score of the player I kept score for. Once I get that acknowledgement, I got a good scorecard. All right. So that's scoring. Again, this is not what you'll see there. This is kind of prepared for what the flag sticks look like. But definitively, I'm not certain as to what they or how they're set up, whether it's pool noodle, whether it's an upside down cup, or one of these easy lift ball retrievers. Nonetheless, the rule of hold out means the ball must come to rest within the circumference of the cup. All right. Some side game time. We got some optional side games still in play. You still got time to enter in any of those. If you feel like you want to enter in any side games, it's best that you do that tonight. It's really something extra to manage tomorrow. But introducing this event, it's a renewal every year, but it starts here at Springfield. It's the low net stroke play low net stroke play head-to-head tournament. What this is, it works just like your March Madness. It's a single elimination tournament, whereas Corey Owen right here and how people are seated, it's just first come, first serve. So Corey Owen currently does not have anyone matched up in the first round. If this occurs where no one else signs up, he will advance to the second round with a bye. Okay, this is how it works. Every round you win, you get $20. Okay, and then if you reach the Sweet 16, you get or Elite 8, you get a $10 bonus. So Corey won't win money because he didn't actually face anyone, but as it works out, he could end up going all the way to the championship round. And the results of these matches are the scores that are made on the tournament. So you see me over here, I'm an 18. Corey's an 11. So let's just say, hypothetically, we were going head to head. I get 7 strokes from Corey. Okay. So if we were head to head, I would get 7 strokes from Corey. The result is the round that we have tomorrow. And if Corey beats me by 6 strokes, I win the match head to head. So I advance to the next round and I get $20. And the next round of play is Hickory Hills. So it just works like that. It's just within the tournament rounds, but it's $50 to enter. And tonight is the deadline to enter this event. So nonetheless, you know, the most important part is I keep track of all this stuff. All you got to do is go out there and play. You know, throw down some money, have some fun. And at the end of it, you'll be glad that you did. All right. Trophy fund and trophy and prize fund. So here's the prize fund. This is kind of what we're lined up for tomorrow. This is the only tour I know that's out there that's very visible with what you can win connected to the event that you're entered in. So I think David, again, man, you're my guinea pig, man. I think you are in the senior Saracen flight, David. Let me unmute you there, David. You with me? Let me unmute you again. There you go.
Yeah, that's correct. Okay.
All right. So, man, you got 7 players total in your flight. David, so what you're looking at here, obviously you can see this, it's visible to you, you know going in what's at stake. We're playing out 2 spots. You know, if you happen to find yourself in the winner circle, David, you'll have the option of, you know, taking first place with a trophy and prize fund, or electing the no trophy with the prize of the expense of the trophy added to your visa. So you can come away with $175 defeating 6 other players. And you know, I chime on that because there's no prize and award in the entire country that's as good as this one right here. You don't have to beat 6 players to get 175. Many other tours, you won't even hit $100. Okay, for the same entry price. We're apples to apples. Same entry, 120. You won't even achieve $100 on anywhere else. So right here, you're able to walk away with 175. Okay. All right. So that's what you can win. How can you tell how well you did? Okay. So when we were back out on the tour database, you know, on the homepage there was a button where it says results. Once you open that up, it launches the results page of all the events. You just click on Springfield. So let's kind of go through that right now. Right. So I'm gonna back out, go to the dashboard. I'm gonna click results right here. Okay. I'm gonna click Springfield Country Club. And then these are the results. Right now, there's nothing in there, but you know, at the end of the event, before the night's over, you're going to start seeing scores populate in here. By default, right now, I have already calculated what your handicap differential is. So right now, it's sitting at 60.8, and then when you start plugging in some numbers, where's Dave? We're going down to Senior Saracen. Dave, I'm gonna make you a bogey golfer for tomorrow, right? So when you see the wizard behind the curtain, you see the numbers start calculating. Oops, that's not a bogey. It's bogey golf, man, right? Keep hitting them all in there. Bogey golf tomorrow. It's a par 73. You shot a 91. Your handicap differential will be 20.8. Okay. So that's just, they're just ready for scores. Put that back. And, you know, if you're on the event page here, if you've been here before, the results are right here. You can click on this button, or you can go to that bracket. Okay. I mean, once you're out here, you guys are playing around with this. I mean, I'm pretty fast with it. I go in and out these pages so fast, jumping around these pages. But you can go from the event page where the prize fund is, the skins games, your pairings. You can go here to the results and kind of scroll down to see your flight. All right. Toss that back over here. So again, this is just kind of a picture talking through how to get to those result page. All right. So then what can you win? We talked about how much prize you can win. Well, these are kind of some of the trophies that we had on tour last year. Glass crystal, haven't decided what the trophy is for this event, but nonetheless, once we have our 7 or 8 winners, however many elect the trophy, we'll decide so that way we can buy them in bulk. So don't know yet, but obviously you've seen some of them so far. They're custom made. Some of the trophies the tour members have shared with us, you guys might like as well and want the same. So our next Zoom, again, so we're here on Cart Ready. So then our next Zoom session, it will be the trophy and award, where it'll be Monday, July 13th at 7 o'clock. So now's the time, man. Like I said, it was pretty quick. You guys got any questions about tomorrow? I got some newcomers out here. I got William on an iPhone, Bill on an iPad. Will and Bill, do you guys got any questions to this? Anything you heard that you got questions about, or something that you haven't heard that you want some information on?
I think I'm good.
Good. How do you like that overhead view, man, on the rule sheet? Did that help you out for not being at the course if you've never been at the course before?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, since we kind of went over some of the things for our tournament, now we can talk a little bit about what's going on the tour. So maybe many of you are not connected to social media, but this is kind of one of those things where the trophy for our last event, which was at one of our earlier events, it was Medallion Golf Club. These are the trophies that will be provided to our winners. So they're, you know, custom made, personalized with name on it. So this is kind of one of those things. Earlier today, I announced that the season finale, Most of you already seen this as you've been a member of the tour, but today I mentioned that I would share it on social media. And right now, our season ending, our season finale, not the tour championship, but the season finale of the season, we're going to Greenbrier, man, America's greatest resort. I'm really excited about this one. So registration's open. There is an early bird. The rate right here, again, if we go back out to the, let me get the event page scrolled over here. So if you go to schedule and events, okay, you go down here at Greenbrier, we got 3 people already. Early bird is $6.95. Okay, so $6.95, it tells you what everything includes inside the entry. It tells you what the prize fund is if you're competing for it. Need a flight, a minimum of 4. You know, first place would be $300. But right now, the early bird is $6.95, and it's through September 3rd, so Labor Day. After that, it goes to $7.50. And currently, the first 10 people that sign up, you get a box, a dozen of Titleist Pro V1 golf balls. So that's up there for grabs. The trophy for it. Oh man, this is gonna be a thing of beauty. So this is the trophy for it right now. This trophy, it's an artwork sketch of what the Greenbrier Amateur Invitational trophy will look like. It's going to be custom made, blown glass, which will be clear and green. The columns here will be sandblasted, and the feet of the glass are, or the feet of the trophy will be glass golf balls. So this is a pretty custom made piece, very nice, and I think that it's fitting for our amateur event at the Greenbrier. Have you guys ever been to Greenbrier? No? You guys are on mute, but I hear the excitement. You ever been to Greenbrier?
No,
Does it sound like something you would be a part of?
possibly.
Possibly, yeah. Just think about it, man. It's just, surveyed interest. This is a bucket course. I mean, easily one of the best courses in the entire country. And we had one of the members on tour was out there yesterday, and he's a golfer that kind of loves history. Don Ross courses. This was not made by Don Ross, but it's just historic, built in 1914. A lot of history. It actually was. It held the military tribute, the Greenbrier Classic from 2010 to 2019. On the old white TPC, which is what we'll be playing as well. And by far, he said this is easily the best course he's ever played on. And it's scissor cut, pristine conditions. And places like this, typically they're car path only. Here you get to go 90 degrees. So you actually get to go on the course. So I think that's just pretty cool. And I'm so excited. And this is going to be on our event, 2-day event. Obviously, it's way out and there's a lot of uncertainty, but this right here will satisfy you and the amateur for your bucket list. So that event was announced today on social media. Other than that, that's all I got, gentlemen. Unless you got any easy softball questions we can go through.
I do have a question.
What's up, Don?
The tour championship up at Columbus Country Club and
Mount
what's the
Vernon.
other one?
Yep. Mount Vernon's day 1.
Mount Vernon.
Yep.
Yes. I know somebody who's not thrilled about going to Mount Vernon, but does want to play at Columbus Country Club. Is that going to be able to be split money-wise?
Yep,
For
it
entry
is.
fee? Okay.
It already is. So again, it's listed right here.
Okay, I didn't see that. Okay.
Yep. But the answer to the question is yes. However, priority will go to those who are entered in both days. So
okay.
The gentleman can enter, provide a handicap if he hasn't played already, but it's $150 for a single day of either one of those events.
Okay.
Okay.
When I see him, I'll pass that information
Yep.
on.
And again, priority goes to those players entered in both days.
Okay.
All right. But good question. All right. Well, gentlemen, that wraps it up if we ain't got nothing else, man. Again, so we'll be here virtually congratulating our award winners, trophy or flight winners, and going over our skills and contest winners. If you guys don't have anything else, this was again our cart ready and course announcements for these open at the Springfield Country Club on the Capital City Amateur Tour. Again, this is our second of 4 local majors on the season. and we have a full field of 72 players ready to go to compete for that elusive trophy and prize. I'm Jacob Bridges, your director. Once again, Capital City Amateur. We'll see you at the course. See you guys.